Dragon, Dr. Larry, our other Earth Pig sister, Dr. Sandra, and
Hey.
me.
Hey.
We welcome you all. We were just taking a minute to recognize that it's July, it's Minority Mental Health and Wellness Month. And in the middle of that, here in Chicago, we lost dozens of people to shootings and over the weekend, both on the south and west sides of the city and in our neighboring community of Highland Park. And we are sort of wading through this pond of trauma and horror and tragedy and loss and synthesis of all through the energy lens and through the mental health lens. So I lovingly turn this over to you both to go forward. Thank you.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah,
And I'm
hi,
turning you both.
Sandra.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, great.
All
Hi,
right.
Sandra. Good morning. These events, particularly the ones that are close to where Jenny and I are, are still reverberating. I'm personally still hearing about people I know who were there, or who know people who were badly wounded or killed. So it's a very sharp, intense moment for many of us right now. And I also don't abandon what I know and what I practice. So that's important for me.
Continue.
That's important for me to keep my awareness of what I hold and what I know, what I believe, still present. Also, I was thinking about our conversation today, and we both, again, as psychologists, we work with people, not just in these kinds of situations, but people have had, very difficult, traumatic things happen, and we aim to help them. And I've done trauma work my whole career, so it's very close to me. And when I learned about Master Lu and then started studying with him, for me that was like a really important extension of energy work I had done in the past and other trauma work that had been very effective, and really deepened my appreciation of how to help people who are going through these times. And I don't know, I thought we could talk about that a little bit, because it's unfortunately not rare anymore. The community as large is affected. Everyone is, people around here are saying like, well, if you can't have a 4th of July parade, you can't go into a supermarket. I don't know if I'm going to go to, baseball games or community. The people are starting to think they just have to stay home all the time. And, well, that's not the answer.
Yeah. Right.
So, it's understandable, but, that's not the answer.
Yeah. It's understandable. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. As we were beginning to chat about this, I still keep hearing in my mind, I mentioned I listened to Frederick Douglass's Descendants.
Yes.
Read parts of his, What to the Slave is the 4th of July.
Yes.
And out of the mouth of this young, I don't know, maybe 14-year-old, who talked about, the 20-year-old talks about feeling exhausted by why can't we get past this hate, right? These inhumane ways of treating each other, and just how exhausting this person felt at 20 years old.
Yeah.
And then a younger one said that when we recall this whole idea about the pessimism that can come when these events happen, and how losing hope and becoming pessimistic actually becomes a tool for these things to stay alive.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And that has been resonating in my mind, how these kinds of systems or hate they actually are almost like a virus, right? They find these ways to get in, and they just keep replicating in these other ways. And so they can show up as our hopelessness to actually be able to get rid of the thing, right? So I absolutely think it's something we have to keep considering. And like you, I keep bringing myself back to what I know and believe, what helps me sustain myself, and my belief in the fact that what we're really doing is building a better world. And that I have to keep coming back to, so how can I in this moment build better? Yeah. And that might be a small thing, right? It might just be listening to you share about, what happened to your friends.
Yeah.
But that small thing of how do I build better is what helps me to start finding my center again.
Yeah, well, that's so great. I think we have that to draw on. And yeah, your experience of listening to this this revisiting of Frederick Douglass, that's so powerful and beautiful, generationally beautiful. And yeah, I mean, so we can get, we can find ourselves so buried in hate, in reaction to hate, and there's no end to that. It just doesn't end. So we really have to say, no, that's not where I'm going. And I think, like, both for me, and I hear it's you saying for you, but in my work, what I want is to be compassionate when I'm listening to people talk about terrible things that have happened, as another person who can receive it. I have the capacity to hear you, and it won't destroy me. I'm not gonna be. I can be shaken, but I'll be here with you. That kind of presence is really helpful, because people are feeling so overwhelmed, and they don't want to overwhelm others, and everybody's overwhelmed. It's like, I can hold this. And I know I can hold it because I have a practice that allows me to metabolize and process things. And then I want to share with them how they can do that too, little by little. I think one thing I've been learning from you, Sandra, in our conversations is, you're really keen on the little steps, right? The first little step you can take. And, maybe for somebody, it's just doing the second energy gate. Just sit here with me and do this, with me, even while you're talking, even while you're sobbing, and people do find it, settling. And they don't have to know more, than that right now. Let's just do that. And, it's almost, I can predict with almost, between us, I can say with almost 100% certainty that the person will be shocked at how they're able to manage that moment.
Yeah.
And pleased. Shocked in a good way, pleased.
Yeah.
And it starts to move in the direction of, like, you have this resource within you. The love that's inside, the love that we can feel between us is stronger, actually, than all this other stuff. And it will continue, but we have to go to that place.
Yeah. See, that's very beautiful, Larry. The whole idea that someone can know that this thing I'm feeling feels out of control to me, but here's a person who can create a container for me to hold it, for me to process it, for me to work through it.
Yeah.
And in this space, it becomes a thing that now I'm not alone in. Somebody's with me in it. And then as they join with me and almost kind of feel it in some way, and start to process it and share that ability to process it, then I can also start to slowly shift. I think it's more than a gift, but that's the first word that came to my mind in these traumatic spaces.
Yeah.
The gift of someone holding space for you to say, I see you, to say that I support you, and that I'm going to hold this space of love that will allow some healing to begin.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we know, like, what happens, the rupture that happens at these moments is about how we can trust other people. So the potential of trusting somebody else ever starts to rupture. So when we can be present as another person, say, like, no, it's not everyone. It's not all the time. And we don't really understand a lot of this. But right now, you and me, we can still connect, because I'm a person and you're a person, and we can connect here in this moment. And that's the beginning.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
I love and appreciate, while we've been talking, I've been popping some links into the Facebook chat at Budding Spring Healing. You'll be able to find the the Frederick Douglass reading that Sandra referred to, as well as the 4 energy gates that Larry showed us, the second energy gate. But what I really heard today was, the idea that you've presented in both ways, seeking a space for connection, whether it's with another person, whether it's through your heart to yourself, alone in a space with your own heart in that space, or maybe through holding a cherished pet or snuggling up with a picture of something you love. Somehow don't let the connection to love and trust and faith be broken.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes. Thank you for that, Jenny. Sure.
Lovely. So we're off. Maybe we'll do this next week. I'd like to. Sandra, you up to it for another week?
Yeah, I'm up to it.
All right, everybody. The day begins.
Yes.
All right.
Peace, everyone.
See you guys.
Love to you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.